Today I will share the story of what it was like to hire a local to take me around with the boat to show me his village, to show me the jungle. And on the way to his village, we picked up a hitchhiker in full office gear. We entered the smaller stream of the river and space started to be scarce. And at one point, the water was so shallow, he actually asked both of us to exit the boat, start walking by the river, listen to his sounds to make sure that we don't get lost, and he will let us know when we can get on the boat. So I thought, what could go wrong, right? Walking in the Amazon jungle alone, hoping that this guy will pick us up again. Amazing. I don't have survival skills. I'm an urban girl. Even if I had, this isn't the place to survive. So we started walking, and of course it was like a Marco Polo type of game, trying to make sounds so we can hear each other, because we are making our way through the thick bush. There was no place to walk by the actual riverside, so we had to move into the jungle. And then after maybe 30 seconds, we were able to get on the boat again. And then we kept going, and at one point I noticed in the distance there was a guy standing by the river. And as we got closer and closer, and I'm like, that's a very white shirt. How is it possible to keep a shirt this white in the middle of the jungle? And then we got closer and I noticed those are very pretty shoes. Those are very clean shoes while he's standing on mud. How is this possible? This guy, full of his gear, hitchhiking in the middle of the jungle, our boat. So we picked him up. I was speechless. I had no idea where he came from, and I had no idea where he was going. I was so much more interested in where he was going. Like, dude, what kind of job do you have in the jungle that requires this outfit? How is it so clean? How is it well ironed? Please share the details, because women across Europe would love to know the trick. So eventually the guy asked us to get out, and then he disappeared. I never actually found out his story, and I regret not asking, but I was in shock. He ended up making it to my guide's village, and then he took us on this amazing tour, and he shared all sorts of insane stories. Like the craziest thing that happened with the caimans, he was like bit in half, and with the machete and other poisonous and dangerous animals biting him, and he was showing all these not really scars because there was nothing there. So I did ask, like, how the hell did you heal? And he said, well, we have all the healing power of nature, you know, we have everything that we need. And I was like, didn't you ever consider going to the hospital? And he said, no, here in the jungle we do not go to hospital, because modern medicine solution is to cut it off. We don't cut things off, we heal things. I was like, that's interesting. So this was at the very beginning of my spiritual journey. Of course, I was only open to modern medicine and none of the alternatives. Now a lot has changed since, but it was again very educational to be exposed to a different way of life. At the end of the tour, we ended up in his village eating the best food. Organic again. And he taught me how to make bracelet from natural material that he found around. So we actually did make one, and I wrongly assumed that his wife would be the one showing me the technique, but no, instead it was him. He knew how to make a bracelet too. So the next time we will travel to Nicaragua, and I will tell you the story of what was it like to sleep on a bird watch and how it happened.